All right, so we got a few more things to talk about before the inevitable fucking nuking of this goddamn YouTube channel in this fucking bullshit clown world. One of the things that's also come up from the stupid, pointless fucking Capitol riot that's been nothing but a fucking cudgel for libtards to beat us to death with is the whole own thing that Twitter thinks is so hysterical, where they see a bunch of fucking MAGA boomers fighting cops at the Capitol riot and shit, and there's probably going to be more of that in these upcoming fucking demonstrations. And they're like, "Oh, I thought you guys backed the blue. How come you're fucking fighting cops?" And shit. Libtards can't understand anything that can't be explained in a 5-word slogan or less. And boomers sometimes fall into a trap where they forget that most boomers don't even really fucking agree. Most conservatives don't agree on shit, okay? Conservatives are actually significantly more fractured, or at least right-wing people, because a lot of them aren't even conservatives. They're more fractured than libtards are, and we're just as prone to purity spirals. But the way we own ourselves is different. See, the libtards think they got us caught because if we fight the cops, they're like, "What is this? How come there's no back the blue shit? How come some cop got like beat to death in the fucking riots and shit?" Nobody should be a pro cop or a back the blue or whatever. My support or disdain for a cop is directly like cop by cop basis, and also what law are you enforcing, Mr. Law Enforcement? You take Portland cops, I think they all belong in fucking prison. Why? Because Portland cops don't enforce the law. West Coast fucking libtard areas shit, and look at all these unconstitutional laws and illegal laws and fucking despotic laws that they are enforcing. Beating people fucking bloody for gathering more than 6 people in a house because, oh, we're fucking scared of the flu. Fuck those cops. And yeah, even though BLM for some bizarre reason never actually picks an unjustified shooting to bitch about, they always lie and have Breonna Taylor, whose boyfriend opened fire on police who announced themselves, and to this day libtards, especially on TYT and shit, are lying about that case despite all the facts being out. And Breonna Taylor's surviving side boy, or whatever the fuck you call the other guy she's fucking, who wasn't even her boyfriend, who the warrant was being served on, he admits that the cops announced themselves. The survivor of this big scary racist shooting takes the cop's side. The same thing with the Michael Brown thing. All the witnesses changed their fucking tune when they were fucking under oath. Nobody said hands up, don't shoot happened, because it didn't fucking happen. But I have seen with my own eyes deliberate murders that the cops did go to jail for murder for. Never mentioned that. And when it comes to those cops, do you think I'm like, "Oh, no, they just shot a black person, I don't care"? No, fuck those cops. You think cops pick and choose race when they fucking break the law and do crooked shit? No. They act for their own personal enrichment, or in the case of pissant cops who are either not enforcing the law because some mayor or some governor told them not to, or they not enforce the law because they're fucking cowards. They shouldn't be in that fucking profession at all. Being a cop is hard, and I do have some sympathy for them. Take from my own personal experience. I have been harassed by cops. I've been like straight up like day to day, anytime I was seen by this police officer out on the street, walking the sidewalk, stop me, harass me, drug test me, have me empty my pockets every single day. Do you think that cop ever saw me do anything or even arrested me for anything? No. Do you think that cop fucking harassed me dozens of times because he had nothing better to do because he was in a white, nice neighborhood with no fucking crime? Yeah, that's probably why. I had tons of experiences with cops from growing up in a house full of domestic violence. Most of those experiences were positive. I've talked my way out of tickets. I've gotten tickets for shit that I should not have gotten tickets for. I don't love cops. I don't hate cops. I'm disgusted by certain cops. I think certain cops deserve to go to jail or be executed for being pieces of fucking shit, and I think some cops are heroes. Back the blue is pointless. And if you lack even the most rudimentary nuance that you could talk for 5 minutes about in a mostly repetitive way, even, I could fucking edit this, write the little 2-minute script about how, like, here's when you do back the blue, and here's when you sell the blue down the river for being fucking pigs. So, if cops are assaulting people like their Antifa. Like there's video of that Capitol riot shit where some guy is like macing some Antifa fucker for sucker punching somebody, and a cop sucker punches the guy with the mace. And it's a black cop. So, I mean, hey, that's liberals' least favorite kind of cop. That's like whenever a liberal sees a black cop, what's the first thing out of their mouth? A nigger! Yeah, immediately. You know, these people aren't even... What's funny is like, you can go from, libtards are the real racists because they hate white people. They hate black people more than they hate white people. They absolutely hate black people. Black people are nothing but pawns. Shit to play games with these people. They don't care about you. They care about refugees, black people from some other country or brown people from some other country. They don't like you. Most libtards tend to be more in support of black causes and shit because they don't live around any black people. Their only exposure to anything black is, ooh, these are poor, downtrodden little teddy bears. Look at them crying. Look at them being oppressed. They're the poor little, just, oh, I feel so bad for them. They've never had their bike stolen like I have. They never fucking, you leave your fucking bag unattended for 2 seconds in high school and you go around and some black dude's in there just taking shit out of your bag and he sees you go, oh, my bad, homie. Walking off, no harm done. I didn't take nothing. They haven't had that experience. They've never been fucking had people following you around going, where you from, white boy? When you walk on the wrong block and I go, I'm sorry, dude, I'm not wearing any colors. I'm just passing through. No, I don't have any money in my wallet. No, I'm leaving. No, come here. No, I'm not going anywhere but where I'm going. Fuck off. They never had that experience. So why would they have anything negative to say about black people? And then you could break down, they literally commit 55% of all murders despite being 13% of the population. Nope, not even going to engage any of that shit either. Now, knowing any of that shit, does that mean that I automatically hate any and all black people I see or I have some sort of problem with black culture? No. I mind my own business. I have lived around black people. I don't live around black people now. I'm not mad about anything. Every anti-black or racist video I've ever made about black people has been constructive. And here's the shit you won't admit that you're doing, and here's how to fix it so that people don't talk shit about you. But nope. We gotta write Black Lives Matter on an NBA court. That's gonna fix everything. Fucking retards. It's the same thing with cops. All right, to get back on subject so we can get out of here in less than 10 minutes. I know I've been fucking terrible lately about video length. So anyway, I am not pro-cop. I am not anti-cop. I have a feeling, given that we are basically slaves to jackbooted thugs, and it's not even corporate, because another thing that the boomers are all fucking wrong about is they're going corporate this and corporate that and big test. No, bankers. It's fucking bankers. Everywhere that somebody's getting deplatformed, it's because a banker called the shot. Every time some fucking website gets taken down, banker called the shot. Parler, bankers called that shot. Look it up. We will not fund this shit if you don't remove them from your ISP. So the ISP goes, oh, fuck, I'm not losing my account for some fucking boomer bullshit, Nazis or whatever. Shut it down. Oy vey, right? That's exactly what's happened every time. Your enemy's fucking bankers. And the bankers own the politicians, and the politicians own the cops. So, like 99 times out of 100, if the cops are doing something despicable, it's because they were told to for a political reason. They let everybody burn all these cities down this summer because the bankers called the shots. Okay? And fuck, I bet you that's the reason why all the boomers got into the building. Everyone knew that this demonstration was going to happen. Like, here's a name everybody knows, because people didn't believe me when I said my last video that people who planned on going to do shit who might have actually caused something were literally visited by the FBI and said, don't show up, or arrested coming into town, or at least detained. Because you can't just arrest people for coming into town, but you can detain them for 48 hours under suspicion they're going to pull some shit and completely stop them from being present. That happened to a bunch of people. Milo Yiannopoulos, that fucking grifting fucking bullshit artist, got a visit from the FBI that said, basically, don't come to school today, motherfucker. Meanwhile, supposedly, they knew all this shit was going to go down. They knew that everybody was fucking pissed because the election is bullshit. And there's like 3 cops and some guardrails that aren't nailed to anything. They're not weighed down. There's no sandbags. There's no riot, anything. No, fucking nobody's sitting there with tear gas. It's just a handful of cops with a fucking mob at the door. Oh, we're just going to let everybody in. Open the front door. There's cops posing for pictures with people. This is something libtards were complaining about early, and they shut up real quick. Because they're like, oh, if we're going to be going like, oh, we love the cops more than you because some cops got hurt and shit. Now it's like, oh, there's this investigation going on, like how many cops colluded with them. I bet you the cops were fucking told to let it happen. I already explained how it was a trap. They knew everybody was coming, but security was ridiculously lax. It had to be on purpose. And now some of those cops that are just doing what they're told are going to get fucking patsied for it. The cops are even getting raped up the ass. It's not coming from the cops. It's not even coming from the politicians. The politicians are nothing but empty suits. They're puppets. The fucking bankers have been set up to call the shots everywhere. Most of these places, like, guess what? CNN is not financially solvent. The Young Turks is begging for tens of thousands of dollars every single day. They're not financially solvent. It is actually not a financially viable business model for a for-profit news organization to spout leftist bullshit. They can't make money. But somehow they keep the lights on because they're accepting banker investment money. The bankers are calling the fucking shots. Wake the fuck up, sheeple. Everywhere you look, if you want to come up to somebody's house with riots and pitchforks, run out, figure out who fucking owns MasterCard, figure out who owns Stripe, figure out who owns JP Morgan Chase, and show up to their house. It's their fault. Okay? And guess what? All the fucking libtards are like, I can't, the place is a ghetto and there's no money and I can't get a loan. Who called the shot? Banker. But that's the one thing that if you fucking mention, you'll get shut the fuck down. I guarantee you this video, save it for me. Because I guarantee you, because I said the word banker, it's not because I said the word nigger, it's not because I talked about a riot or talked about what fucking conservatives should or should not be doing in a world where you're about to get fucking round up and get a knock at your door. Because I said, look, if you want to know who to be mad at, and whether that's writing a strongly worded letter or fucking leaving a fucking pig in a pool of blood on the fucking driveway, it's not even Nancy Pelosi. It's not her. She's not calling the shots. This country's owned. It's an oligarchy. What's hysterical is we are what Russia's been since the wall fell. Everything's backed by the money. The bankers and the fucking mega corporations, but particularly way beyond the mega corporations, it's the bankers, own everything. Whatever you see on the news is what they want you to see. Whatever you hear on the radio is what they want you to hear. Whatever doesn't get deplatformed from Twitter or Facebook or whatever the fuck is what they want you to see. This country is owned. They've proven the law doesn't matter. The politicians don't matter. Your vote is utterly fucking worthless. Everything is as they allow it to be. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. Now you know what that weird esoteric line from fucking Assassin's Creed from back in the day. That's what that means. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. What you see, hear, know, and what is done and what it exists is what they allow. Okay? And that's 15 minutes instead of 10. But of course, what I just said needed to be said. It's not the first time I've said it. Won't be the last unless this is the one thing that gets the channel nuked. Keep it in mind.